We find ourselves at the beginning of a year that we call 2020, but we don't really know when we are because we don't understand time. We also don't know where we are exactly because we really don't understand space, nor do we understand matter, energy, information, gravity, consciousness, or what genetics and DNA are aiming at, or what they're really up to. Even though we seemingly emerged from this planet tens of thousands, potentially even millions of years ago, depending on who you ask, we find ourselves still currently bound to this rock, despite possessing capabilities and know-how to venture beyond the heliosphere. We're curious by nature, but we're allowing an invention of ours called money and an imaginary scarcity of this thing we've created and constructed to keep us from sending weekly probes deep into the cosmos to understand, learn, explore, and to investigate. We're getting softer and, in a way, nicer and more concerned with the welfare of others, all while growing more cold, disconnected, and isolated, thanks in large part to a technological mediation of traditional social bonding activities and a false sense of self-reliance. We have never been less self-sufficient at any point in history and more dependent upon civilization governing systems and technologies. We're very fortunate that we've cultivated and we possess an empirical system of knowledge acquisition capable of incredible precision and accuracy, something we call science. However, we focus most of our attention, energy, and technology on security, comfort, and pleasure. Our main concerns, our struggles, our objective and collective suffering could be largely alleviated with the know-how and capabilities born from science. But we've done nothing but train the most educated and literate group of humanity to ever exist to be nothing but wage slaves. Slaves that only know how to seek out knowledge and information that further entrenches them in a servile mindset. The greatest achievement in human history, the recognition and understanding that the cause of our suffering is the unskilled use of an uncultivated mind, has been largely ignored in favor of a secondhand external evaluation and attempted regulation of another person's mental state. We came to this as a species over 1,000 years ago, thanks to the Buddha and people like him. However, this has been largely eschewed in favor of a focus on an external world that we have little sway over and little influence on. Mental illness and suffering are rising in spite of our increasingly physically secure lives because we lack awareness that the self-concept or the construct that is the self is not us. We're spending more and more time in therapy trying to improve our opinion of this construct, or we're trying to medicate our way into feeling better about it when we've known for thousands of years that all that is needed is stilling of thought, best done through meditation, to see that there is a pure, unadulterated experience of our existence, absent any conceiving or ideation. We mentally and physically subjugate, group, and dehumanize people based on superficial features and mostly mutable characteristics. We commodify life, including human life, because we ignore a direct connection with our environment, because we ignore our irrational intelligences, and because our physical senses are not evolved for an awareness of the unbreakable unity that is this reality. The greatest subjective and completely empirical methods of exploring, understanding, and knowing what may not be knowable through direct physical means and methods has been relegated to the guru and the yogi, while everyone else suffers nihilism and clings to religious narratives and stories. We all have a natural ability to know directly, and for those of us less skilled in this ability, we have aids and tools like psychedelics and cannabis, but most of us ignore this path inward toward unification in favor of an external path where quantization currently rules. Due to our ignorance, insensitivity, and a natural desire for comfort, pleasure, and security, we're using data and technology to shape and create a world fit for a species that remains juvenile despite a population with an advancing average age. However, the periodic and increasingly frequent upheaval of norms and institutions is going to loosen the constraints of civilization governing systems, providing humanity with an unprecedented opportunity to make significant strides and leaps forward in whatever way we see fit. The greatest risk is that our servile conditioning, along with our juvenile, risk-avoidant, pleasure and comfort-seeking nature, will cause us to use our increasing technological might to create an inescapable matrix of algorithm-run civilization governing systems and machines. After we endure a few more wars, economic tragedies, and natural disasters, we may very well create a cage in which we're kept docile and artificially contented instead of using technology to free ourselves from drudgery and suffering. And that will be the end of humanity as we know it, because that is not a human existence. This is an exciting and developmentally crucial moment for our species thanks to the desolidifying of our old world and reality. The risks of existential calamity are very high right now, but so too is the chance, the opportunity for us to create whatever reality, whatever world we believe to be optimal. So let me know what you think about my assessment of humanity for 2020 below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, if you liked it, like it and subscribe if you want to see more. And if you have a question that you believe to be too lengthy or too private to leave below, send it to me at questions@lexbenjamin.com and I will see you on the next one. So you have a great day. Later.